Hey everybody, welcome back. My name's Rowan and we're playing Dragon Age Origins Awakening DLC. So in our last episode, we finally arrived to Vigil's Keep. Rowan, the Queen of Ferelden, was tasked by Alistair, the King of Ferelden, to basically resituate things here. This Vigil's Keep used to be the state keep of Arl Howe, the former Arl of Amaranthine, and now this keep belongs to the wardens. So, anyway, we're supposed to figure out what's going on here, situate, get the Grey Wardens ready, and when we arrived, the keep was actually already under attack by an unusually organized group of Darkspawn. So, anyway, we killed all of the Darkspawn that were here, found a talking Darkspawn of all things, and now here we are. So we're gonna run around collecting loot. I think we have somebody we can talk to for selling stuff, and also we can
Who's there?
respec. I mean,
I was just keeping my nose to the dust, watching out for the Schleets.
the
One of
Schleets.
the lads here told me about the Schleets. Said they're common in Ferelden. They lie on the ground, looking like ordinary pairs of pants, until you turn around. That's when they strike. There's no such... Oh, well, I knew that. I thought you'd just find it amusing is all. That Jacob's gonna get it when I get my hands on him.
I shall do it.
Raya.
Mistress Woolsey says I can set up shop here. The merchant you saved was grateful to be alive. Restocked me for a bargain. The savings are yours, of course. You need anything, Commander?
Let's see what you got. Alright, we're gonna get rid of the flasks. We don't use them. Might actually be able to use some of these. If we need any more of those, we'll make sure that we make some. Dexterity, Constitution, Armor, Stamina. They're actually really good. Not bad. Okay. Wait a second.
You need anything, Commander?
Heraldry. That's right. Okay. Man, the heraldry on its own is almost enough to make me want to to make me want to roll a sword and shield warrior. Personal storage. Cool. A gift. All right, let's take a look at this. We got twin strikes activated, 2 devastating strikes in rapid succession, each inflict an automatic crit. Find vitals adds additional damage to each hit. If the target is affected by a low blow, it cannot move for a short time. Find vitals, that's what upgrades this. Then we got low blow, which also upgrades this. No. Low blow. The character strikes with the legs surrounding enemies, imposing penalties to movement speed and attack speed for a short time. If an enemy is already bleeding from twin strikes, it slips and falls to the ground. Okay. And then unending flurry. A sustained. The character singles out an enemy for death, stabbing it quickly and repeatedly, consuming a small amount of stamina with each hit. The assault continues until the target dies or flees, or until the character misses or runs out of stamina. If the target is bleeding from twin strikes, each swing becomes a critical hit. If the target is slowed by a low blow, the character cannot miss. Well, another option here is we can go for a sword and board type build. Less fun, because there's less damage going around. However, it's going to look pretty badass, because we'll have a heraldry and stuff like that. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you guys want me to do a sword and board build, I'm perfectly cool with that. Respec, do it right. There are fun things about it, that's for sure. So it wouldn't be completely boring. For now, I'm going to go ahead and start increasing Spirit Warrior. And I think we can do some respecking with her, I think.
The Tower of Magi has sent me as an ambassador, Commander. In addition to my diplomatic function, I'm a competent enchanter and runesmith. Is there anything you need? Certainly.
There we go. So... supposed to be some sort of respect thing. Nope. She doesn't have anything to respect. So these are tracings, so that way we can learn how to do all of the runes. We get some Lyrium potions from her, too. Okay, so maybe not.
Yes.
They probably got some levels,
Blimey,
too.
Commander of the Grey. Right. A while back, they caught a thief in the vigil. Took 4 wardens to capture him. Gave one of the wardens a black eye, he did. Half joking, they said he might make a good recruit. He's in the dungeon, sir. I also have some letters. Arrived just before you did. Just give me a moment.
A daughter ransom. Commander of the Grey, I am Sir Edgar Bensley, a faithful vassal. My daughter in Solaire, Eileen, has been kidnapped by Mosley the Snake's vile lot of miscreants. My fief is small and my means meager, and they have demanded 30 sovereigns in a time frame I cannot meet. I pray you will intercede on my behalf. The ransom is to be delivered to the abandoned chantry by Forlorn Cove. If you produce the ransom, I swear by my faith in Andraste that I will repay you in time. You and my gentle daughter go with my prayers. Barfield, most honored commander, ever since my husband passed, I've been looking after my family and the hired hands. But the Darkspawn have been getting worse. We've a Templar who checks on us occasionally, but there's a limit to what he can handle. If you can help my family, we'll tell Lord Edelbrecht you're a friend. I fear we may not have much time. Good wife, Elena Turnover.
Look at that! Was Andraste really that much of a looker? Don't you think she would have been, I don't know, a barbarian? Just wondering aloud. After all, Andraste did exist, didn't she? What would she have thought of the Circle of Magi? Forcing mages to fight demons, or be made tranquil? No doubt you're right. Seems to me that Andraste counseled men to seek their own path to the Maker, but the Chantry uses her words as a reason to collar us just for being who we are. That's so sweet of you. I'm all a tingle. Oh well, she's still quite a looker for a prophet. I'm just saying.
So, mage, huh? What's it like?
To have all this power at my fingertips.
No, to always have to wear a skirt. Yeah.
Oh, you don't know the story behind the robes. You know how strict things are in the Circle, right? Well, of course you do. Well, the robes make quick trysts in the corner easy. No laces or buttons, you're just... well, you're done before the Templars catch on.
Really?
Just ask anyone.
Did we have to come all this way? It's cold here. Very cold.
It's not that cold. The wardens have been some of our best customers, and they need us.
I miss my shop. This place is so drab. It offends my sensibilities.
Andraste preserve me. Ah, Warden Commander, I represent Master Wade, the finest...
And bloody coldest. I can't feel my fingers.
finest armorer in Denerim. I thought, well, we thought that you might have need of an armorer.
My one glittering moment. The highlight of my career. And now I'm stuck at Turnip Keep.
Vigil's Keep. Vigil! Sorry, Warden Commander. You know how he gets. This is a temporary relocation. The Darkspawn are most active around Amaranthine. We thought we could help.
And I suppose the money the Crown paid us had nothing to do with it?
Shh!
Providing arms and armor for common soldiers. Oh, the indignity. If we are going to be so dreadfully plebeian, I don't suppose Amaranthine has any proper metal. Silverite? Viridium? Or are we back to bronze weapons, stone clubs?
Wade has a point. He's happiest and fastest when presented with a challenge.
Ah, I remember.
If you come across any deposits of ore, let us know. Oh, of course.
I'm looking for the respec stuff, man. Rain swept. Light armor. It's okay. There we go. This tome allows the reader to reallocate his or her attributes, skills, talents, spells, and specializations. It's destroyed in the read. I might need to get a few of these. There we go. It's not going to talk to me, is it? And you don't know this, but Anders loves cats.
Oh, look at the cute little kitty. There was a mouser in the tower named Mr. Wiggums. Only company I had when the Templars locked me up. Miss that beast a lot sometimes. But I can't keep a cat. We fight Darkspawn for a living. I'm not sure. Seems cruel to just leave him. Well, I'll keep him just for a while, until I find somewhere safer. Is that okay with you, Kitty? I'll call you Sir Pounce-a-lot. You can stay in my pack. Just for a little while, yes?
Do you have any other gifts in here? This item has a unique power.
Does this make you my familiar, Sir Pounce-a-lot? What do you think?
It's familiar.
I emptied out my stores blasting those Darkspawn. Once we're done with repairs, we should talk.
Commander, so this is human construction, is it? My brother said you'd need a stonemason, but he didn't know the half of it. You're too kind. The Darkspawn did a number on this keep of yours, but I suspect it was crumbling well before they showed up. Your seneschal gave me some fancy decree promising men and monies to fix the vigil, but it's a paltry sum. I suppose it would be sufficient to reconstruct the walls to human standards, but who'd want that? I'm not certain of the character of the stone in these parts, but we'd need more men for certain. Proper skilled men, not some starving dusters, right? Which all boils down to coin, really. It will be, Warden. Good luck to anyone who tries to breach these walls. Ha!
Alright. Gold's already coming in handy.
I don't mean to alarm you, Commander, but it's possible there are still Darkspawn in the Vigil. Let me explain. You know Dworkin? That mad dwarf's bombs shook the whole keep. Some of the deep cellars caved in. I suspect that there are pockets of Darkspawn below, trapped. In time, they may dig their way out. We have men who can unearth the rubble at your command. Whenever you're ready, I can take you to the basements. Of course.
Alright, let's go get our prisoner.
It is begun.
Ah, Commander. Good thing you're here. This one's been locked up 3 nights now. Good men died while this one was protected in his cell. He won't give his name. All I know is he was caught poking around the estate in the middle of the night. I'd say he was just a thief. But it took 4 Grey Wardens to capture him. You best be careful. Whoever he is, he's no ordinary burglar, that's for sure. As you wish, Commander. I'll tell the Seneschal you came. He'll want to know what you decide to do with this man.
Dope on a rope. Gosh.
I shall do it.
If it isn't the great hero, conqueror of the blight and vanquisher of all evil. Aren't you supposed to be 10 feet tall with lightning bolts shooting out of your eyes? Somehow I just thought that my father's murderer would be, more impressive. I am Nathaniel Howe. My family owned these lands until you showed up. Do you even remember my father?
I came here. I thought I was going to try to kill you, to lay a trap for you. But then I realized I just wanted to reclaim some of my family's things. It's all I have left. We used to live here once upon a time. Father didn't take everything with him to Denerim. Look, I don't know what happened with the Kuslands. It sounds like it was horrible. The entire war was. Whatever my father did, however, shouldn't harm my whole family. The Howes are pariahs now. Those of us left. It's all thanks to you. And now you get to decide my fate. Ha! Ironic, isn't it? If you let me go... I don't know. I only came back to Ferelden a month ago. If you let me go, I'll probably come back here. You might not catch me next time. The Darkspawn are a menace. If it weren't for the Blight, maybe my father would never have done what he did. But I can't do anything about them, can I? There's just you and the Grey Wardens, here in my home. I'm not without skills. My time abroad wasn't spent chasing skirts and drinking wine. Hunting, scouting, poisons. Why? What do you care? You're right. I'll go join King Alistair's service immediately. He'd be certain to give a Howe another chance. All ready? Good.
I brought the seneschal for you, Commander.
I see you've spoken to our guest. Quite the handful, isn't he? Have you decided what's to be done with him? A Howe? He figures that they would turn up again. The Howes are implacable enemies, Commander.
You what?
I'm sorry, Commander. The right of conscription? On the prisoner?
No, absolutely not. Hang me first. Hard to say. You like having Grey Wardens who want you dead? You really want a Howe as a Grey Warden? You are a very strange woman. I can't decide if this is a vote of confidence or punishment.
An interesting decision, Commander. Come with me, sir. We'll see if you survive the joining.
Hey, we gotta have a rogue.
From this moment forth, Nathaniel Howe, you are a Grey Warden.
The moment of truth.
The Howe is stronger than I expected. For better or for worse, he will live.
Cool. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take... I'm gonna go ahead and take the Manual of Focus to respect myself. And I'm gonna do that while I pause. Well, I found an interesting build. We're gonna try out Sword and Shield. If you guys want me to go back to dual wielding, it's no problem. Just let me know in the comments. But I figured we'd try something different. Give it a shot. We're going to do tanking. Which means that Oghren, our other warrior, is going to be a DPS. I'm thinking two-handed DPS. yeah, two-handed DPS. I've got... Let me just explain everything I've got here. So, we'll start with my stats. Stats, I put everything into... I put some into strength, enough to get 52. 52 is going to be the highest level gear in this game, so I won't have to put any more into strength. Dexterity, just enough to kind of get a decent dodge level. Again, not really required. Willpower, on the other hand, I put into 56. This is an interesting tank build. One would say it's a little overkill for this game, Awakening especially, but definitely won't be overkill for Golems of Omgarok, apparently, since that DLC is extremely difficult, and it's meant to be played after all of the other DLC in the main game and everything. Look at our fatigue, and look how much stamina we actually have. We have 240 stamina to use, and that's more than half of our stamina pool being taken up by fatigue alone, and that's from all of these, our gear and all of these sustains that we've got going on here. So, and of course we've got some constitution too. Just not focused entirely on constitution. We have about 500 health, which is cool. We've got decent resistances. They could be better, but Juggernaut is basically from the last game, the Juggernaut armor, so it will get better. Mental and physical resistance are actually really decent. Alright, and then let's see, what else? We've got... Hey, that's going to be our skill, so we still have coercion, still maxed out on the combat training. We're basically going to fill this out completely, and then we're going to put the rest in here. I figure my main character can be since I'm basically controlling the main character, she's going to be running around and being able to detect all enemies on the map pretty much at all times. Plus, we get physical and nature resistance from these as well, so that's a bonus. My other characters, I'll have herbalism on somebody, probably have poison making on somebody, maybe even trap making on somebody, although it's really not necessary. And lastly, our abilities. So, we've got Champion Tree completely maxed out. You guys already know about Champion. This has a knockback, an AoE knockback, and also Rally gives a bonus to attack and defense while it's activated. It inspires all of our allies as well, giving them a bonus to attack and defense. We've got maxed out Templar, so that way we can drain mana when we hit with our Sword and Shield. We also have a Cleanse for dispellable effects. Unfortunately, friendly fire is possible on this one. And then we also have, since we have so much willpower, Holy Smite actually damage is increased based on it does spirit damage. So a lot of the gear that we're going to be going for in this game is going to have an increase in spirit damage, I believe. Our sustains are pretty much enough to make us almost unkillable, or very, very, very difficult to kill. I don't really need Threaten. However, we need it to get Bravery, power, and Death Blow. So these three talents are at least useful. We really only need Taunt, don't need Perfect Striking. We get the extra attack from Rally. We're not going to use Precise Striking either. Second Wind is good because it'll actually instantly restore all of our stamina, which will come in handy. Peon's Plight is a really, really strong melee attack, which honestly damage is probably not quite as good as an actual damager. We're going to go with Beyond the Veil, Spirit Warrior, and max that out all the way up to the top, so that way we can get the most tanking abilities out of this. It gives us quite a bit of spell resistance and also physical resistance and stuff. I believe there's also a bug that gives us makes us unable to be knocked down. I'm not sure, but either way, we have that over here. We're immune to knockdown attacks because we're going to have the weapon and shield tree completely maxed out. Shield wall is also going to be running, and also Air of Insolence. Air of Insolence is basically a constant AoE taunt. It drains stamina, but it will be very useful. and keeping threat on us, keeping the attention on us. We also have an ability here that basically reduces the amount of damage that we take. This upgrades that to making the first half of the effect immune to that damage for a little while. And this one right here, it's an interesting one. I think I'm actually going to try using this when we get enough stamina. It'll be useful. Basically, we can run at any enemies, and anybody who we run over, we knock them down. Or rather, it knocks them aside, I guess. I don't understand that exactly. I hope it knocks them down. But that's that'll come in handy. It also drains stamina, so we'll actually wait until we have even more stamina than this before we start using it. That's basically the build. As you can see, I've got Rally, Air of Insolence, and I've got Beyond the Veil, and Shield Wall are basically what I've got. Let's switch this around a bit. And then if we need to, we can actually do
very well
Juggernaut as well. As you can see, it didn't really even take much more down because we got so much dang stamina right now. But if we run through enemies, it will either knock them back or knock them down. I guess we'll see which. We really don't need Threaten because we have a constant AoE taunt. At least I think that's how that's going to work. So we'll keep these here just in case, but I don't think we're going to need them. I've organized my abilities. I've got melee abilities here. This one's actually a damage one. This is a taunt. This is a damage ability. This one we get 8. We get all of our stamina back. We've got Cleanse Area, which is a Templar thing. Cleanse basically all the magical effects, like little traps and curses that are put on us. This is Nightmare, so it does happen quite a bit. We got War Cry, which I'm thinking I might actually... Nah, let's leave War Cry here. War Cry is a knockdown, and it gives the enemies a penalty to attack, which increases our tankiness, of course. Then we've got damaging abilities. So this one is basically... Holy Smite is basically very similar to Mana Clash from Mages. So we'll have a second Mana Clash. It's probably not quite as powerful, but I believe it does spirit damage based on how much willpower that we've got. I think. I'm not 100% certain. But either way, we'll be equipping spirit damage type gear anyway. And then this one right here, which is a nice AoE damage. Nice AoE damage based on our willpower. The damage increases with the more willpower we've got. The only thing that makes it a little bit dangerous is that friendly fire is possible with this. We'll see how it goes. I'm interested to see how this works. And now we're actually extra stylish because we've got a shield. We'll be able to put some heraldry on it. Speaking of which, let's see who...
You need anything, Commander?
Let's check out some of the heraldry and see if we have any that... Uzlan or a cross. Cross heraldry? Let's see what it looks like. It's cheap. It gives a flaming cross. That's pretty cool. I prefer the Grey Warden one. I think that one's outside.
Yes. Yes.
The whole quiet and stoic thing must get you a lot of action, huh?
I take it you're an admirer, Oghren.
What? No. No. Well, not unless... No!
Good. Then I needn't worry about getting too drunk at camp.
Okay, I like you, just not in that way.
You're back. You need anything?
I don't like his whiny voice.
Oh, of course.
Yes, he makes that strangely excited noise. Let's grab a couple of these. We'll keep 5 of them on hand just in case we got some new shields. I'm honestly excited to be able to get some new gear. That's going to be a lot of fun. Let's put this one on. We're going to have great... We are the Warden Commander. So it only makes sense to have a Grey Warden's symbolism. There we go. Hey, the private's back again. Alright, now we're going to mess with the rest of our companions. Oh, we should do our tactics too. I'm going to pause for the tactics, and I'll show you. Alright, so with the tactics, I basically have an extremely basic set of tactics where I have all of my activators or sustains active here at any time. We use taunt if somebody's being attacked by a melee attack. I've got magic users being targeted by smite as a priority, and us getting our stamina back is priority as well. As a matter of fact, I would say we should do this. Maybe even this. Save that. There we go. Alright, now we're going to work on our next guys, and I'll show you the builds that I come up with. So next will be thinking Anders. Anders is going to be next. I'll go ahead and pause it while I work on it. Alright, so let's go outside, and I'm going to show you guys what the build I have for everybody is.
Yes, yes.
Alright, so I've already showed you my own stuff. So now we'll go ahead with Anders. Anders, I've got pretty much entirely in magic and willpower. Got a little bit of cunning just for tactics, and then a little bit in constitution, so rounded up to a nice 20. For skills, I gave him herbalism maxed out, combat tactics maxed out, and then I've got him upgrading clarity for maximizing mana. Okay, because he already has. I gave him a gift earlier. You guys saw that. Never mind. Okay, and then for abilities, basically I've got him as a healer. He's got Death Siphon as an active, as a sustain. I did put Glyph of Neutralization. That could actually help out with another mage. It neutralizes all mana, completely drains it from the enemy, prevents spell casting when they're standing on it, and disables all effects. So this would come in handy if Mana Clash is on cooldown. We got Mass Rejuve. I do have Stoic, so that way the battle mage, if they get hit, they restore mana. So another way for them to restore mana. It's pretty much his only real attacking spell, other than mana drain, is Hand of Winter. Pretty much the only one we've got we're using. We've got all the typical Spirit Healer abilities. I did max out the first line of Arcane of Mage to get the permanent bonus to spell power. His staff will do more attack damage, and he gets a sustain ability called Arcane Shield, which we didn't have before, because now you get Fade Shield, which actually increases evasion and spell evasion, while Arcane Shield is active. So it kind of synergizes a little bit. This one right here, we don't really use this one. And then we also have more willpower, mana regen, and magic as a passive here. So basically, he's kind of still a healer, but he's a bit amped up as far as his abilities, his stats and stuff go now. And then, of course, tactics. Mana Clash. I don't have Glyph of Neutralization up there, but I can use that one manually if I need to. Hopefully we get a few more tactics, at least one or two more. I've got the sustains down here on the bottom. If he's surrounded by enemies, he'll use Hand of Winter. That'll freeze all enemies, by the way. That is a good freeze. Best case scenario, freeze them. Worst case scenario, slow them. So it's still good. If he's surrounded only, that's the only time he'll use it. Otherwise, he'll just use staff attacks for his attacks. If he's being attacked, he uses Glyph of Repulsion as well, which lasts quite a bit longer. Then we got Rejuvenate, Mass Rejuve. Got them happening a little bit earlier than I usually do, just because I think stamina and mana regeneration is going to be more important in this particular portion of the game, and Awakening. That's for everybody, not just the... excuse me, not just the mage. And of course our typical heals. Next up we've got Oghren. Oghren I've got dual wielding. So my old build on Rowan I've got on Oghren now. If I can find axes, one-handed axes for him to wield, I'll do that instead. Even if it's not, you know, perfect. I just feel like Oghren is meant to be holding axes. I do have him in Storm Chaser helmet. I ran around to the to all of the merchants and bought their Storm Chaser stuff. As far as stats go, well, let's go over the talents. Really, that's what matters here. We got him Reaver. As he takes damage, the more damage he takes, the more damage he does. We've given him Champion mainly for the War Cry, but the buff could come in handy also. But mainly for the War Cry. It's a nice AoE knockdown, gives the group some CC. Got all the standard warrior things. Added Second Wind. We use for precise striking as one of our sustains. We're not doing Spirit Warrior quite yet, but we're going to build up to it once it's worth. It'll be more worth it once we get some points in there and some willpower as well. Willpower and stamina. And then all the dual wielding talents. And that's basically it. As far as tactics go, we'll have to actually activate all of his sustains for him. Otherwise, we'd have to put points into tactics to give him a little bit, a few more tactics to choose from. So that way he can activate these on his own. But he's got some decent abilities activated. Obviously, Second Wind when his stamina gets low. We've got situational AoE here, and then pretty much everything. If there's a magic attack, he uses Riposte. Let's actually put that one on top. Riposte on any magic users, and then that way it stuns them. Those stuns. And then everything else is for elites or higher, basically. So that's his high damage attacks will be on elites or higher. Otherwise, everything else he'll just auto attack. You guys remember how much damage that was, so it's not that bad. All right, I learned some stuff with Nathaniel, particularly the sustains that Nathaniel uses. Have I set this up yet? I did. So apparently you can actually use more than one archery sustain at a time. Each tree in the archery tree, this one, and this one, you can use one sustain from each of these trees. This tree is entirely activated abilities, which we're not going to do. Not yet, at least. We might. But I've got some things I want to build up over here first. I want to get that Song of Courage. I also want to get Decoy. This is your standard rogue fare. So we got Stealth, we've got Deft Hands, Device Mastery, all of that maxed out. I need to get Coup de Grace and Evasion as well. So there's 2 points I need to spend. I did add a Ranger, and we're going to have him summon the Bear, at least to start. The Bear is kind of a tanky and also can knock enemies down, stuff like that. It'd be pretty useful. And then this one right here. This one, we got this sustain, which basically increases crit chance, damage, and crit damage as well, based on the dexterity attribute. So, which is why we've got his points into mostly dexterity. So, yeah, this is definitely going to be doing some decent damage on Nathaniel here. And I've got sustains, I've got this one here, I've got suppressing fire, which actually puts a penalty to attack that stacks on the enemies that he's, so when he's fighting bosses, he can keep hitting, and it'll keep giving the boss a stacking penalty to attack. I don't know how high it stacks to, but that sounds pretty useful to me.
Your wish is my command.
And of course, aim increases attack, damage, armor pen, and crit chance, so that's a no-brainer. And then Song of Valor will increase everybody's mana or stamina regen based on cunning, cunning is still pretty good. It's not as high as it used to be, but it's still pretty good enough to give everybody a decent chance. Of course, we're going to have him summon a bear. Give everybody their sustains. Just 3 sustains. We're going to move this separate. We know that it's just these 3. Got Oghren. Bring all your sustains for you.
Uh-huh.
Then you've already got all your sustains. That little bubble thing that pops out from me every now and then is actually air of insolence. That's the taunt. So we're gonna try our best to do all the quests.
My brother used to drink like you do, dwarf.
Fun fellow to have around then, your brother.
He could find his fun almost anywhere. And then he would vomit on your shoes.
Ah, good times.
Seneschal Verrill is ready for you in the throne room, Commander. Your vassals await. Just give me a moment.
She sounds so stressed. All right, while we're here, we might as well clear out the give this build a test run. Clear out the Darkspawn in the basement.
You have time to talk about the Darkspawn in the Vigil? Let me explain. You know Dworkin.
We already know about this.
In time, they may dig their way out.
Dworkin's bombs basically trap Darkspawn underneath the Vigil, so we're gonna go and
straight away, sir.
Take care of them, and test our builds at the same time.
Here we are. The Vigil goes deep, real deep. The hallways down here have been crumbling for years and decades, and that blasted Dworkin's explosives didn't do the structure any favors. No one knows. The Vigil's always been here. Since the barbarians, they say. Who knows what's at the bottom? I don't know, but no one saw the Darkspawn approach on the surface either. Maybe they found a way to attack from below. You heard the commander. Put your backs into it. This is where you come in. Who knows what's up ahead? We'll be back here.
All right, here we go.
Very well.
Brendan Howe's little blighter.
That's one way of putting it.
They talked about you in the army. Fergus Kuzlin said you wouldn't have the stones to show your face again. But you proved him wrong. I respect that.
You do?
Yeah. Throw caution to the wind, run headlong into danger, and sod the consequences. That's the only way to live.
Thanks. I think.
Yep. Don't you give a piss what the others think. Ogren's got your back.
Uh-oh. This Mobari seems greatly distressed. Her fur is patchy and caked with dirt and blood. You find a small scroll bound to the dog. Uh-oh. A woman named Adria writes that she has taken refuge in the lower levels of the keep.
Adria?
Adria.
She was like a mother to me. We must save her.
Okay. We can't save the... Can't save the dog, huh?
As you say.
Here we go. He's already got mana clash going, so we're gonna...
By the maker. Careful.
Well, that worked out pretty decent. Everybody still have all their passives? Nothing deactivated, right? Good.
Very well. I shall do it. The dogs. Born of sense. Stop. Miss! I shall do it. Bravo!
Oghren took a little bit of damage there.
As you say. It is begun.
Oh, thank the Maker. Please let us out. Quick, before more of those things come.
It is begun. It shall be done.
Mother always forbade us from playing in the...
One sec. Okay. Let's see here.
As you say.
Poor bear.
I'd run if I'm...
Quickly! We must fight!
Missed your shot! Surrender! I will be merciful!
Well, I wonder what this does.
As you say.
It knocks him down. That's pretty cool. And it deactivates shield wall.
Done well.
Interesting. I didn't know it would be that. Key of Cavil. Or
It is begun. As you say. Very well.
We've got this key, looks like. So I'm guessing we have to go and get these other ones. That poor bear. How did it even get up here? It's stuck. Alright, guess you're gonna be using the wolf.
No. No, Adria. We have to help her. There must be some way. Adria.
Enemies approach!
Well, that sucks.
Approaching. As you see. As you say.
Cool, we got some ore for Wade. Iridium's not bad.
It shall be done.
You murdered a slew of Darkspawn there. Well, you hear the stories about you and the wardens. But to see it firsthand... Oh, they did too. Even though the attack was a surprise, they killed droves of Darkspawn. Just ask the poor maids who have to clean it up. But you're something else. Anyway, it looks like the explosives caved this section in. I brought along Master Voldrick.
So, this is how you humans ply your stonecraft. Disgraceful, that is. What, this would barely last a few centuries. I wager these passages may go far enough to connect to the deep roads.
Some would say centuries is enough.
Aye, the Orlesian lads would have had a terrible surprise. Explains how experienced men fell to the Darkspawn. This is a grave matter. If we don't shut these tunnels, the Darkspawn can attack from below again.
Andraste's blood, there are basement entrances throughout the keep. There's no way to defend against that.
Then we follow the tunnels and hope to find a single point to block off. Never you fear, lass. With the warden's muscle and my stonecraft, we'll find a way.
We'll need some time, but as soon as we clear it, we'll let you know. Of course.
Cool. Looks like the build works. Honestly, it's not quite as
You don't always
fun.
wear robes, do you?
Not when I'm naked, I don't.
I mean when you run from the circle. Robes would make you easy to spot.
So does the big I'm a mage sign around my neck. I like to make it easy for the Templars.
Ah, so that's how it's going to be.
It's I'm not gonna say it's boring. It's just not quite as action-packed as I'm used to with dual-wielding warrior. But seems to be working fine for now. We might change it. Who knows? Let me know in the comments if you guys want me to change it back. We can do that. All right, we got. Oh, we gotta turn this one in for Heron. Master
You're
Wade.
back. You need anything? Oh, this will help a great deal. Viridium.
Armor and weapons could be made with this.
Commander, if you like, we could outfit your men. It wouldn't cost you anything, but some soldiers would have to guard the miners.
So I'm to make armor for all Amaranthine's rabble? Heron, you abuse me so, it's unconscionable.
Commander's orders.
Fine, fine, I'll work. But I want a challenge one day. Something to sink my teeth into.
There's a chest over here.
Samuel! Groundskeeper Samuel! Is that you?
Who? Maker's breath. If it isn't little Nate. I'd know that face anywhere.
Groundskeeper, I am overjoyed that you stayed on. Please, do you know how my brother died? And my sister? I was in the Free Marches.
Your brother died in the war. But Lady Delilah, don't you know? She isn't dead, son. Not that I know of. Last I heard, she married a storekeep in Amaranthine. Don't know which one. Poor girl.
Did you hear that? My sister is alive. Could we ask around the shops next time we're in Amaranthine? Thank you. I would be interested to know just what happened to her.
So what would you do if you didn't have to be a Grey Warden? Ah, the old ball and chain, huh? I've never liked the idea of being trapped somewhere, to be honest. It reminds me of the Circle. After my 7th escape attempt, you'd think they'd have given me credit for trying.
7, jeez. Well, we heard about him in the last, no, it was Mage knows the Witch Hunt DLC, I think. Talking about Anders.
I got really good at escaping the tower, just never good at staying escaped. Until now, I suppose. The only thing I ever missed about the Circle was that cat, to be honest.
So I do. How are you doing in there, Sir Bouncer Lord? Ha! You'll be a fine mouser yet.
Can cats be Grey Wardens?
Well, this one is.
May I be of service? Certainly.
We could basically buy any damn rune we want, any rune tracing we want to actually craft them too. Alright, well, we're at an hour and 12 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and call it right here. Let me know in the comments if you guys want me to switch back. I totally will. Doesn't mind. I don't mind. It does look cooler with the shield, but I will admit that the dual wielding is definitely more active and fun gameplay. Fun to see stuff just dying around me. But this one's fun too. You have a little bit of crowd control, and it's good survivability. Anyway, just let me know in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and maybe give me a comment or two or something, and I can reply to them, and I like to read them. Anyway, you guys have a good night. See you on the next episode.